women are not entered into cardiovascular clinical trials. I mean, there was a recent big trial on one of the GLP-1 agonists in heart failure, and where women have a lot of heart failure, and they only enrolled about 20% of women. So here is a risk factor that's very important to women, especially postmenopausal women. Women don't have classical symptoms of, say, a heart attack. Actually, Chantal ended up having pretty much typical symptoms. But we're taught medicine to go by the odds. So if you see someone, you say, well, what are the odds that this is a heart attack? And still, to this day, in the 21st century, physicians see a woman and they don't think heart disease. Even though it's the #1 killer of women, they don't think heart disease. They don't ask the same questions of women that they ask men. So they don't say, do you smoke? Do you have high blood pressure? What's your family history of heart disease? Are you postmenopausal? Did you have complications during your pregnancy, like toxemia? All of these things are known risk factors, but women aren't asked them because that's not how we've been taught. Even the pictures in our textbooks are of men, not women. So, yes, women may have somewhat typical symptoms. They may have a discomfort in their throat or in their jaw more often. They may have sweating. They may feel anxious. We funded a number of years ago something called a Strategically Focused Research Network, SFRN, it's a big mouthful, to specifically be devoted to women's cardiovascular disease. And from that study, they really made some important findings around something called MANOCA, which is a myocardial infarction without epicardial coronary disease, which is another way of endothelial dysfunction, and began to understand the pathophysiologic correlates of that. That was a huge improvement in the knowledge base, and that group continues to work and find new things. In fact, there's a big trial now going on primarily in the United States that is only enrolling women in a trial looking at coronary artery disease. And guess how quickly it's being enrolled? Faster than any trial they've ever seen before.